Yeah, let's.
Yeah, let's just start talking. There's no more issues anyway. So the last time we were showing models for the midterm and in progress, we were testing with a script with a motor with 3 fluffy things. Some standards are building up. So basically, from the last time we met, our challenge was to actually combine all 3 aspects that we're doing: the construction, the sensor, and the sound. And we're about a day away from being there.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good, better than we thought. So, construction.
It was a pain. So, in retrospect, I think that working with all wood was probably not the best decision. I think maybe what I would have done differently if I wanted to continue working with wood was, like, I know that this process was actually pretty similar to making a boat.
Sure.
So, what I would have done differently is probably, like, basically build a boat, and, like actually follow, look up a tutorial, find that process, and just do it with lighter weight materials. The difference is that this kind of spine section is not like one solid piece of wood. It's there's 2 pieces going down the spine. And then we have pieces going across, which you guys saw last week. And then that's all covered for the enclosure for the tubes and reason empty for motors and stuff. Yeah, basically putting the outside wood on was a process of like gluing, clamping, and then taking the clamp off, having a piece pop up, and having to glue it back again, and then moving on to the next piece. And it took like hours and hours just to get that part on. So
don't recommend a career in making frames.
right.
That's exactly the process.
So yeah, it worked eventually, but I think material. And this is, under here we just have cardboard tubes glued to the bottom to guide the fur.
This is the way that I constructed the motor. We set them up on these little wooden pegs that are then glued inside, and then
Yeah, so they're just like these little pieces of wood that are notched, and they fit perfectly into the 2 side pieces that got through the middle, and just kind of pop glue it there.
So for the sensor part, it was a long saga as well. We started testing with a little piece of foam that came from an H-bridge, following a tutorial, and it worked splendidly. When we actually ordered the foam, I did some research, and from suggested tutorials, they said high density was the foam they used. We ordered it. It's goddamn expensive, and we tested it, and we're having all sorts of issues. So last time in class, we were showing all the tricks we're doing by lining the foam with like padding, with animal stuffing, toy stuffing. Sorry, not that. By lining it with toy stuffing, is trying to desensitize it, and then after a period night, in desperation, I ordered another foam that would have been better. So this thinner foam is actually low density, and it is thinner, so it's a little less conductive. The logic turned out
I
the
know.
reverse of what I thought.
Yep.
So the test we're doing now, what we're preparing, is actually with the right values, and where we're actually able to get all the reactions. I mean, the code still needs tweaking, but it's a software issue. The hardware actually is working perfectly. So then biggest challenge was the sewing. The sewing turned out to be very challenging. Just to think
Just
about it.
getting everything to fit onto such a amorphous kind of shape.
Yeah, there's some seamstressing that's lacking. That basically, what we were doing when we were testing the sensor, just as a reminder.
Oh, you made the entire thing.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
entire
An
thing
FSR.
should be an
That's awesome.
FSR. So basically, it's this conductive foam sandwiched between two pieces of foil that's sewed into the.
You say sandwich next to that picture, and it's like, I want that to be a sandwich.
I really want that to be a sandwich right
You
now.
think the meatball sound?
Whoever said that.
Yeah. So for the sound.
Yeah, working with the MP3 Shield at first was a little bit challenging, to say the least, because I've never dealt with anything like that, but it's getting to even play a sound felt like a massive revelation.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I documented that about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and it's just basically we wanted to get the three separate reaction sounds: positive, negative, and a neutral state, which was actually one of my favorites, but we couldn't get it to work because getting a neutral sound to loop over and over again was going to be the breathing. It wouldn't allow for any other sounds to play.
Yep.
So I'm sure there's probably a way to do that, I'm sure.
It's just probably a modification of the
Yeah, it's going to be
function in
getting to learn the library and
Yep.
that shield more and more.
Yeah.
The more we mess with it, the more that we
That's like classic challenge, both with
Right.
the V3 shield and with the wave shield biotic fruit. It takes
Yeah, so
you need to
it limited us to basically positive sounds, which we put on a random function, multiple, since we couldn't get the one like the neutral and the negative ones. We just basically put a whole plethora of positive sounds and put that on a random function. And yeah, so we can.
So shall we
Yeah,
let's do it?